Okay, so here we go with our second week of your favourite fabrics prompt. So I'm going to stitch this one down. Funny thing is, I watched Rachel's video and she actually used a bit of this same fabric. We both got it from Deb. Funny, we do have similar tastes. I always like what Rach does. So I'm just going to stitch this down with a plain white piece of the cotton I was using last week. I don't think I'm going to do a running stitch the way I've done in here. I think I'm just going to whip stitch it around the edge. So just starting wherever, I'm starting on a straight edge. Just going to come up and just go on a little angle. Okay, just a small stitch around the edge. So I don't think my video will be too long tonight because I'm really tired tonight. After school, I went straight into Zoom parent-teacher interviews, 5-minute time blocks from 3:30 all the way through to 7, which doesn't sound that long, but when it's on top of a full day of work and an early start, and you're literally, sometimes you've got a run of 10 or 12 interviews back to back and you don't have a break in between, it is exhausting. So I am super tired. Oh, and then this was good though. I didn't have to cook dinner because then Dad and my stepmom Alex and Jamie and I, we just had a quick dinner at a sushi place, which was good because I didn't have to cook, but I met them. They picked up Jamie and I met them straight after my interviews just down the road from school, and we had a nice quick dinner, which was lovely. But I'm tired. Jamie's actually gone to bed. He had an exam today. He's been doing his second last lot of big exams. He's got one more to go on Friday, which is his art, which will hopefully be nicer than the one today, which was biology, which he finds quite challenging. He's already taken himself to bed, and I think I'll be following suit pretty quickly. And I do have to get up early tomorrow because I have what Jamie calls is my nerdy book club. So once a week we meet at, 7:20 in the morning. It's so early. And we read books that are related to teaching, education, pedagogy, that kind of thing. So yeah, I've got my nerdy teacher book club tomorrow, but it's just a good little chat that we sit there and have. We read a chapter of a book, whatever the book is that we're doing for the term each week, and we chat, we discuss, we talk about teaching strategies, we talk about things that we've tried, things that have worked, things that don't work. We have pastries and tea and coffee and stuff like that, and it's a bit of fun. Also gives you some new ideas of things to try. So that's what I've got in the morning. Although we'll see, because I might even sleep in a little bit. Yeah. So yeah, busy. Spent the day yesterday down at our outdoor ed campus, which is 2.5 hours south of Sydney. Got to go down, see the boys, check out how they're going. They've been down there for, this is their 4th week. So it's a good time to go down because usually their homesickness is kind of bad in the first few weeks, but after about week 3, they're settled down and they're enjoying it. So that was good. I got to catch up with all the kids, have a chat to them, have a chat to the staff, see how they're going. I spent the afternoon watching them mountain bike on this thing called a pump track, which is like a track that they've made, a loop that the boys are challenged to get a full loop without pedaling. They learn to use their momentum up and down little hills, and get themselves around, and then they have a bit of a challenge where they're allowed 3 pedals in total, and they have to do as many laps as possible. And one boy did over 50 yesterday, which I think would have to be some kind of record. So yeah, some of the boys are just getting really good at their mountain bike riding, and some are still, you know, fairly new to it. Even some boys go down and they do a lot of mountain biking. Like when Jamie went down, he only learnt to ride a bike about 2 weeks before he went down. He always had bikes, but just never was really interested in them, more interested in going on a scooter, because that's what my nephews did. So he kind of followed suit. And then it came to his time to go to that outdoor ed campus, and he needed to be able to ride his mountain bike. So a friend at work said the best way to teach him, take him to the park, find a grassy hill and push him down it. And that's what he did. He literally went to the park, found a really nice hill and just went downhill and picked it up really quickly. So yeah, some of the boys down at the outdoor ed campus will be beginners at riding. Yeah, so yeah, that's what I did yesterday. It's quite nice. You know, it's a long way to travel, 5 hours in one day there and back, 2.5 hours each way. But Mum, that's close to where Mum lives. She lives about half an hour up the hill, although Mum's in Sydney right now. But yeah, when Mum's down there, I would have been able to pop in and say hi to her. And yeah, Dad has a place up the hill as well. So it is easy for us. It's kind of like a second home. I know when Jamie gets a bit older, actually even finishing school, he'd actually love to live down there. He's a little bit of a country boy at heart, loves the Southern Highlands, which is where Mum's based. That is where next year in March, Rach, Mum and I are doing a wonderful 5-day workshop with Fleur Woods from New Zealand, the Kiwi amazing textile artist. We are doing it down the Southern Highlands at the Green Door Studio, run by the lovely Zoe, and we will be doing an immersive textile embroidery amazing workshop with Fleur, who is pretty much our favourite textile artist, or one of. I mean, there's a few amazing people, but we love Fleur. So we'll be doing that next year all together, which will be fun. Anyway, as I'm chatting away, I have almost finished stitching this piece of favourite fabric down, and I will be putting a few more little bits and pieces on top. Okay, so that is pretty much done. Such a pretty piece. That's, as I said last week, that's the selvage. It's very pretty. All right, now my Suffolk puff, I was going to stitch this one on. I love navy blue, so I love those spots too. So I'm just going to use the same thread and come around the outside of this Suffolk puff. Same style of stitching, just a whip stitch, overcast stitch around the edge. Doesn't take too long to do this. Really what I'm doing is I've got my foundation of some of my favourite fabrics, and now I'm embellishing with bits and pieces. Okay, sorry, I'm not talking much. not very interesting watching me do this. It's very simple. So the Flower Fest videos, the project that Rach is part of has started. I know a few people are doing it because I've seen a few of your posts in the Flower Fest Facebook group. I haven't started yet. I think I might start having a bit of a go of that on the weekend. I just don't have time during the week. I have watched the first lesson only. I have my masking tape ready and some napkins, but I need to get onto that. I'll do that on the weekend. And then, I'll have quite a few lessons to catch up with. But from what I'm seeing, people are posting, it looks like there's been some great little classes. Rach, I don't know when your first one is. I think you've got 2. So you might be coming up soon. Okay, just about done. Okay, Suffolk puff in place. I'm only going to do 1. Now I can use this same thread and let's turn it around the right way. Hang on. Oh, so sorry. I always do that. Bump my camera arm. My my thing that I put my iPad on. Okay, I'm going to use my same thread, and this time I'm going to stitch down the lovely piece of lace that I've got. And I was just deciding if I want to run my lace up that way or I want to flip it down and run it that way. Let me just have a look. I actually like both. I think I'm going to do that way. That was my original idea, and I'll stick with that. Could go either way. Okay, so I'm not going to pin it. I'm just going to line it up with the end. And just capturing, oops, I need to do another knot. That knot is way too small. Do another one. Okay, so try again. Just coming under and just capturing a little bit of lace. I'll run along the bottom first to try and run it relatively straight. So run it along here like this. I'm coming down onto the bottom piece, if you can see, and just going through it. Just to stop that little bottom edge from curling up. I need to do it there, but I'll just do that at the end. It's just little tiny stitches, you don't even see them. It was funny today. We had a barbecue at lunch for my friend from work, Janae. She's from Texas, and we all love her at work. And she has just got her Australian citizenship, and it was also her birthday today. So we normally just do a birthday cake for people's birthdays, but because she got her citizenship as well, it just got went through and got approved. We wanted to do something a bit more fun for her, and then we kind of brainstormed and we're like, well, why don't we do a barbecue? And one of the girls was like, oh, let's do sausages. That's pretty common here. We have sausages on the barbie. And then I'm like, well, let's do Aussie burgers because sausages are a bit boring. We do them all the time. Let's do burgers, but do Aussie burgers. So what do Aussie burgers mean? It means that you have to have in your burger beetroot and pineapple. Pretty much when I was young growing up, we'd have little milk bars on the corner or just little milk bars around the place, and you go there and you could get a burger, and you get a burger with the lot, an Aussie burger, and it would usually have pineapple and beetroot. So we had to christen Janae to become an official Aussie, and we set up a barbecue down next to our swimming pool at school, and we have a nice little picnic table there, and about 20 of us went down and had Aussie beef burgers for lunch for Janae for her birthday. And then for dessert, I had to go to class, but then they got her a Lamington cake. So Lamingtons are like, for people that are not Australian, are like these square pieces of sort of sponge cake. Sometimes they put nothing in there, it's just a piece of sponge, or sometimes you can get them occasionally with some cream and jam in them. But then they're kind of rolled in a chocolate icing and then covered in coconut. So yeah, that's kind of an Aussie cake, and they're normally just sort of big square pieces like a cube, but they actually got her a Lamington birthday cake because that's Aussie. So we had fun welcoming our new Aussie and celebrating both her birthday and her citizenship. Yeah, they were great burgers actually, really good burgers. Nothing better than a burger on a barbecue. Okay, so now what I'm doing is just stitching the top end of my lace down. It should be enough. It's not a huge piece of lace, so I don't think I'll need to go through the middle. Okay, we're getting there. I might just pop off the camera, finish this stitching, and then I'll come back and show you the next bits. All right, all stitched down here. Now, the next bit that I wanted to stitch down was this piece here. So it's actually the ripped up piece of selvage from the quilt of a quilt where I got this and this. And I'm just going to use a red perlé, and I think I might just stitch some crosses on it, some X's. So I'm just holding it down and just eyeballing it. They're not going to be perfectly even. Okay, so just crosses like that, going up. Okay, so I'll just see however many I fit in is good. Bit of doodle stitching. So I'll probably get 7 in, I think. Can I get 2 more or just 1 more? Let's have a look. I'm going to do 1 more even if I come off the fabric a bit, doesn't matter. Pretty much right to the edge. Okay. Done. So let's just tie that off at the back. All right, my next bit, I was going to stitch this piece of scrap on just there. I think I'm going to use my navy blue perlé this time. And on this one, I'm going to just do a running stitch around the outside. And then I'm thinking of putting some buttons. So let's stitch it down first and then I'll see what I think. I'm thinking of doing buttons down here as well. Lots of buttons coming down the side. Okay, so we'll get this one stitched down. Actually, what might look nice on this, maybe instead of buttons, because I might do my buttons down the side, maybe I would put a French laundry label on this. I'll stitch it first and then I'll have a look. Okay, so that's down. to just get some of my buttons out. I'm just looking next to me. I think I've got some in my tin next to me and some French laundry labels. So let's grab my tin. Oh, excuse me. I've got a bunch of stuff next to me. So in here at the bottom, let's take off some of the fabrics. Oh, sorry, I've bumped you again. Very sorry. Okay, now I put some embellishment bits in here for my project. I do need to stitch that on too. I'm still working out where and how I'm going to stitch on Pam's lovely piece. And so what I want is just some of these kind of random buttons, bits and pieces. So just thinking I want to stitch down with red. Perlette, do I want to stitch with red or blue? What did I do on the last one? Blue. I'm going to go with red this time. So some more red perlette. In terms of a laundry label, I was thinking of one of the bigger ones, like that kind of thing. Or is that too big? Let me have a look. Or some numbers might be nice. I haven't done any numbers yet. Or this one's cool. I don't even know. Is that a J and a P? That one's kind of cool. I like that one because it's kind of a bit yellowy. I've got heaps more than this. This is just a few that I've got in my box. Maybe that one I like. Anyway, let's get some buttons. So I'm thinking of stitching down the whole side. Whoops. Let's place them again. I love these white sort of, a lot of them are shell, made out of shell. Some of them are plastic, like that's a plastic one. But they're all old. A lot I've got from the sewing basket or other places. And I think I'm going to come the whole way down onto, just trying to find some that look different, the whole way down onto here. So I think that will be enough. Okay, put my bucket to the side, put my label to the side. I'm going to start with my buttons. I think my piece is going to end up with a lot of buttons on it. Okay, so let's move them all to the side. We'll start with this big one at the top. So it's looking like my video is actually going to be longer than I was planning. I thought it'd be a pretty quick video tonight, about 10 minutes, but possibly a bit longer. When I sew buttons, I like to sew in the holes 2 times over just to give it a bit of chunkiness, just so you get the thread stands out nicely. So that's one, and this will be the second. Okay, next button. Okay. Here we go with the next one. Okay. All right, I'll pop off the camera while I'm getting these buttons sewn down, and then I'll come back and I'll show you what I've done. Okay, so I'll see you again in a minute. All right, so I'm done. I've stitched all my lace down, stitched my buttons down, added a bit of running stitch along here, just stitched a laundry label, and I just added a bit of lace there and just did really random stitching around the outside. So I think that will do for the moment. I may want to add some more later, but I won't be doing that tonight. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed adding your favorite fabric for this prompt, and we'll be back with our next prompt next Wednesday. Okay, I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Bye.